Hi, I'm Sue Willoughby with Windermere Mount Baker, and I am here with Gabriela Condrea. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And Gabriela is started an organization called TangoStride, and she's going to tell us all about it, how you get started, and so this is going to be a really fun interview. And then we also have some footage of some of her students. So, Gabriela, how did you get started, and what? Well, let's back up. Are you a dancer by trade?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess I could say that. Yes. I've been dancing tango for 10 years and teaching for 9.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you teach normally?
Mostly in the Belltown area of Seattle, but then anywhere from Shoreline to Renton at this point.
Nice.
Sometimes even Tacoma. Hey, Tacoma.
Hey, Tacoma. So how did you get started with TangoStride? I mean, where did that come from?
You know, I feel like a lot of the best ideas kind of just happen or it seems like they just happen, one thing at a time, one step at a time, and you don't necessarily realize that you're going in that direction. So I was teaching tango, and my focus in my teaching is the connection, developing the connection between partners and helping people move together. And then just over separate occasions, I kind of traced back, like, how did this all start? So I did meet, I wrote a book, and so I was at a book event, and a fellow author named Al Fox, who had suffered a traumatic brain injury from a motorcycle accident. Well, at this book presentation workshop, we each got 5 minutes to do a presentation, and of course I had to make mine interactive because my book has to do with the connection in my teaching. And I was determined to get Al to dance with us, and he did participate because he walked with a cane, and we're still trying to get him to come to TangoStride now, years later. This was 2012. And that kind of planted a seed for me. I was like, I think this kind of 4-legged thing that we're doing with tango could work to help somebody with their mobility. But I didn't have a chance to practice that until 2014. If I got my timeline right, yes, 2014. 2013. I was in Argentina and teaching some tango classes, which that's a whole longer story. Why am I in Argentina teaching tango when,
Right.
there's lots of Argentinians there to teach tango? But a group kind of came together, and a man joined that group who was in Buenos Aires for his rehab for a stroke.
Wow.
So it was kind of just like on separate occasions. He and 2 other people ended up joining my classes or deciding that they wanted to use tango as kind of part of their rehab. So I started modifying my teaching to help them. First of all, so that they could participate, and then so that we could address some of their balance and coordination, spatial awareness issues, which tango is great for all those things. And the third one of those series of 3 people that were not connected to each other at all was a guy named Ta, and he came into my tango happy hour, which we still do in Belltown, in a wheelchair.
Oh.
And was like, I'm here to dance. And I thought, okay, well,
The universe
let's
was
see what we
clearly
can
sending
do
you a
here.
message.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So 2 years of working with him, and he went from 20 years after his stroke. He had a stroke when he was really young, but 20 years after his stroke, he ended up taking his first steps by himself.
Wow.
Without holding on to anything.
Very cool.
And so that was, very cool. He, I'm like, how do we make it short? Anyway, through him and his PT, he was going to a new PT and an occupational therapist at Valley Medical Center, and asked me to come and show them how we walk. And they happened to be starting a program for stroke survivors, so that's how we made that connection. So the PT and OT were, they saw what we did. I came to his appointment with him, and they said, we'd like to connect you with Sarah Devine, who was at that point organizing that program. So that was our first class in 2016. So all these like years, you know, it wasn't like one thing, but it was really beautiful to see people become empowered through the dancing. And
well, just watching Aaron and Ron today, I mean, just, you know, they're happy, they're alive, they're enjoying what they're doing, and they're just motivating each other, which was really cool.
Hi, my name is Ron Finlay Jr., you know, if you want to be specific. And how I found out about TangoStride was by Andrew and Mary Svensson, who are my overseers, and they said, let's go to TangoStride. What's that? It's a program that gets you up and dancing and get your body moving. Huh? The tango director, she started me out by holding her hands out. I cannot put my right hand up, but she went like this and come on, and she or I stood up with help from my arms and her, and she said, "How do you feel?" I said, "Great, I'm on my feet."
yeah, I didn't realize the power of the group until we started this group class at Valley Medical Center. And then all of a sudden, I noticed that people were sharing their stories with each other. They were saying, you know, oh, I laugh or cry uncontrollably. You know, that happens to me when somebody would get really emotional. So there's so much that people who are going through, you know, similar experiences can really add to the experience for each other, right? And the support that they create. It's not to mention some healthy competition and all that. But it's been really
Competition
powerful.
is always good.
Yes.
But I know even when I like go to a gym class, or you know, I like a group class because A, I don't have to think for myself, and B, you know, you're all in it together.
Yes.
Whatever it is, you're all in it together, and it really does make a difference.
Yeah.
It's very, you know, motivates you.
It definitely does. Motivation, accountability. Yeah, there are people who are on your team. Yeah.
So how many regular, I know you teach at various locations, how many regular students do you have?
So we have, I would
In
say,
TangoStrides. I know you have another,
in TangoStride we have 4 or 5 in each class, and you know, that can vary, 3 to 5, and that's actually, those are pretty full classes, because the whole idea is to get each person pretty one-on-one attention. Now, some people will come with a caregiver, and if they're a little more stable on their feet and more mobile, they will dance with their caregivers as well. So that way, you know, they're not just all waiting for me, but
That's what I was going to ask you,
to
if you
get
had any
to
assistants in class, because, you know, if you've got 5 people, you want to give them each equal
Right.
attention. I mean,
yes,
the
that,
rest
you
of them
can
all
only
sitting around
split
waiting.
an hour so many ways, right?
Right.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So depending on their mobility and their stability on their feet, then some of them do dance with a caregiver or somebody else. We've had some volunteers over the years as well, which has been really great. And but I want to keep the classes small, even if we have help, because I want to see what each person is doing. And my goal is to kind of meet each person where they're at. And I think that that's something that all of us can do in our lives. Like you have a goal of where you want to get to. You know, I want to improve my walking. I want to improve my balance. I want to improve my coordination. Well, how do you do that? You have to figure out where you are now. And then I love to quote Oprah, because this is, of course, she's brilliant. And I think it's really great advice. Don't worry so much about the mountain you're trying to climb, but what's the next best step? Like, what is that next step that you need to take to further your mission toward your goal? And so
it's the journey.
yes.
So have you had any training in, like, aside from dance, but in like physical therapy or any, I mean?
So No,
Okay.
I have not. I'm a dance teacher, and I have to make sure that that's very clear, of course. So at this point, this program is like an extra curricular kind of thing. It's like in addition to therapy. And oftentimes, I see my students, if they are doing physical therapy, then, we can, the two things can work well together. I have a gymnastics background and education throughout, so educating in gymnastics. And then I taught in school, and then tango.
Okay.
So I would say
You have a lot of body movement awareness and instructional background in that. And I guess that's kind of what I was.
Yeah. So that's my training's not necessarily the most conventional, I guess, to get to this program, but
What's with conventional? It's conventional. That's really cool. So what is your goal? I mean, do you at some point want to either recruit other tango dancers to become instructors in your methodology? And like you said, you like to meet people where they are. So I mean, they really would also have to have that same understanding and view that that you share.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I mean, is that a goal of yours, or with the program?
Yes, absolutely, it is, and that's something. Even so, we started a nonprofit in 2016 as well. And one of the questions when we were starting the nonprofit was, how will this scale eventually? And I've had people reach out from places that I can't be in all the time. I could travel somewhere, but of course, if people, this kind of program, you need to do it weekly or even twice a week, just like going to the gym. So absolutely, I can't be everywhere, and I would hope that this program continues with or without me at some point, because I'm seeing so much benefit for our students. So my plan is to put together a training program. That's been in the works, and then the goal would be to make sure that the people that are being trained in this technique understand the many different options, how I'm making the decisions of, if somebody's like, I don't let everybody just start walking right away. That's not, it's not like, you signed up for class and here you promise to go start walking. You have to be standing pretty solidly on your feet. Like Erin today in class, when she first started, she was amazed to be standing. We weren't walking around the room the first class, even for the first couple of classes. And I like to work on the posture and the balance, until my students are saying, I want to start walking now, until they're feeling ready. So there's definitely a process and decision-making process throughout that, and the different options and tools that I use would be the things that we trying to pass on through our training program.
Hi, my name is Erin Musser, and I have been coming to TangoStride for about a year. Last year I saw something on an MS website that said, TangoStride, dance to walk, and I thought, that sounds kind of interesting. Let me see what that's all about. So I got on a bus and I went down to meet this woman over here, and her name is Gabriela, and she runs this joint, and it is so much fun. I was terrified. I've gone paragliding, I have gone skiing, I have done all of these insane things, and I'm like, tango? That terrifies me. That was very strange. And I thought, what the heck am I gonna do? So I go in my wheelchair, and she says, we're gonna get up and we're gonna stand up, we're gonna dance. And I thought, how is she gonna get me to do that? Got up, I put my hands right on her chest here. She did the same for me, and we did a dance party, back and forth, sway, sway. I'm like, okay, I can maybe do this. And then I had to sit down right away because I was really, really tired. But here I've been coming for a year now, and I'm not Dancing with the Stars material yet, but who knows if I will be. But she is so patient and kind, and it's such a great space to feel safe to be able to do this, just step by step, and it's really been a lot of fun too, really fun. I have a lot more confidence in my standing up, and I'm encouraged to walk more than I have in the past.
So how, if someone wanted to come to your program, how would they find out about you, and how is it I don't want to talk about money, but
No, actually, that's
how
very
is your
important.
program funded? Because I know, like, I volunteer for a little bit therapeutic writing, and I know that there are some people that are funded, some people pay out of, that kind of a thing. But you want people to be able to get your services and get the confidence that they need to, whatever goal they have.
Absolutely. And the confidence, I think
Yes, confidence, that's the word I was
such an
looking
important, you said it. And I just want to reiterate that I think that's such an important piece of this program. It's not just about the physical walking. That's what we're working on in class, but it will spill over into people's lives. And our students have, done amazing things and taken that confidence and put it into their daily lives. But money is a big factor. So my goal, and we've never turned anybody away for lack of funds. So we started the nonprofit in 2016 to subsidize the classes. So we kind of have a sliding scale, like pay what you can, but what we ask of people is $12 to drop in, or $10 if they're per class if they're paying like for a month at a time. And if that's ever an issue, then we can discuss.
Well, and that seems fairly reasonable. I mean,
We have people that pay more if they're able to as well, but we definitely don't want the price to be the barrier, because it's already such a challenge just to get going, right? To do something like this, especially if you've been wheelchair bound for years. And for many of our students, they have been, virtually told like, okay, sit in your chair and good luck, right?
Yeah.
It's, just the goal is to give them hope, to see what we can do. And I don't want money to be a factor for that.
That's cool.
Like a barrier for.
So I think you have a fundraiser coming up. Speaking of
Yes,
that,
yeah.
talk about that a little bit.
Yes.
And that's what, November?
17th.
Okay.
November
17th. And tell me a little bit about that.
So it's our 4th annual
wow.
soiree for TangoStride, and our nonprofit is called Hugs That Empower, because that's kind of a tagline that we had at one point. One of our students, a lot of this stuff comes from our students. One of our students said, "Oh, I feel empowered." So it became Hugs That Empower. And then when we were looking for a name for the nonprofit, so Hugs That Empower is the nonprofit, and our 4th annual soiree for TangoStride on Sunday, November 17th. It'll be at Metropolis, and we'll have a silent auction. And this year, I'm really excited to say that actually a couple of our students are even contributing to the silent auction with things they make,
Nice.
which is really, I love seeing how they're getting more involved and, taking ownership of this program that's really for them. So that's really inspiring for me. And we'll have Erin, who's here today. She's our keynote speaker. I actually don't know if I've announced that anywhere, so here we go.
Oh, okay.
Really excited to have her. I try to, feature different students because, and we have a wealth of students to choose from, because they're all so inspiring and just have such great attitudes and so much. They're so much more than just their walking, and they're really making great progress. So it's a fun event to celebrate our students, celebrate their progress, and then also it is a fundraiser as well.
Cool. So are you selling tickets or?
We are selling tickets, yes. Probably the easiest way to find the tickets are hugsthatempower.org.
Oh, okay.
.org. And then also, I think you asked earlier and I got sidetracked in my answers.
Okay. That's what's good about an interview. You can just go anywhere.
TangoStride.com also is a place where there's a little button for the soiree, and that's where I would send people if they want to find out more about our classes, the schedule, the program. There's some videos on there.
Okay. So tangostride.com and hugsthatempower.org are the two links that you're going to want to remember, and I'll put them in the show notes at the bottom so you can just easily click on them and just go right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Thank you for coming today.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was really fun. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I did watch some of your videos online, but it was really just super cool to feel that energy and, the support that the two students that were here were giving each other, and yeah, it was great.
Joke around with each other, but we also motivate each other. We do the thing where until we sit down back on our chairs, and we go down really slowly and calmly and easily, and we count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. So now he and I, we're definitely competing for that. He's gotten up to 10. I've gotten up to 8. Next week, watch out, everybody, because oh no, it's all good. But this has really been good. We encourage each other, and when there's a whole group of people, we all care about each other. We all want each other to do well, and it's a great community here to do this, because none of us know what the heck we're doing, and we just do the best we can.
And for a closer, I'm not closing us out. For a closer, we all stand up and put our arms around one another, and we say, "Have a great week." And next week, next week will be even better. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, all the way.
Yep.
Right?
It's good.
So thumbs up. Nice job. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriela.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Sue.
Yeah, how about a hug?
Oh, yes. Hugs and power.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and check out TangoStride and Hugs That Empower. And this is Sue Willoughby with Windermere Mount Baker, and another wonderful episode with another member of the community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.